Time and time again, study after study, you look into any research on happiness, well being, quality of life, and there's this sense of contributing to something greater than ourselves. We feel the best when we are helping other people. You look at any study on happiness, and this comes up time and time again. Jonathan Haidt's happiness hypothesis has a whole section on this. Contributing to something greater than ourselves it makes us feel connected. It makes us feel like we're helping people. We're an individual, but collectively we are this community of humans. And when we're giving back and helping, we feel the best. Anecdotes I find are incredible, or people's personal experience. So there's a few others that are useful. Joe Rogan talks about the secret to life being, he has this one clip that I absolutely love. It says, I think the secret to life, the key to life, is eliminating human suffering. So good. And it's true. Seems like the more we're able to eliminate, and not just, I was thinking about it more, I think it's eliminating this long-term suffering. It's not just, because sometimes, you have to go to the gym and work out and be in pain temporarily to be stronger in the end. And sometimes we need that to build character, that short dose of shitty, whether it's working out. I find that physical stuff is usually useful. I think Seneca said, I will treat the body rigorously so that the mind will remain obedient. And if we're able to eliminate that suffering for ourselves by essentially inoculating ourselves to it, and I find physical fitness is a tremendous way to do that, you feel better the rest of the day. And the same goes for other people as well. If we're able to eliminate that suffering long term for other people, we feel much better. An unusual place or quote that I heard that, I read Dan Bilzerian's book, his autobiography, and this dude, as crazy as a life as he's lived, it's like him and girls and working out. That's this dude's whole MO. And even this guy, dude, like just chasing women his whole life, or just pursuing women, that's like his whole purpose. And he has this quote in there. He says, I was so caught up in doing bigger and doing better and doing more that I lost sight of what's important. Doing the things that I enjoyed every day. That's crazy. That's like, even this guy who's just always out for more, and this poster board of like, yeah, get money, smash girls, like, even this guy's like, yeah. He has another quote. It says, I feel best when I'm helping other people. Like, those two things going hand in hand. It's like, I don't know. It seems like we get so caught up in chasing this next thing, the next milestone, the next goal. Maybe we lose sight of what's truly important. And what's truly important is helping ourselves and helping other people. And if we don't take care of ourselves, how can you take care of other people? There's another podcast, very good podcast with Arthur Brooks. He's on the Rich Roll podcast. And he talks about that feeling of loss. I don't know if it was in the context of heartache, or they're talking about in the context of the LA wildfires and losing your home and just undergoing this horrible, catastrophic event in life. And that feeling of loss, the awful feeling of, and he talks about the one secret to being able to get rid of this or alleviate this feeling of loss is to help other people alleviate their feeling of loss. And that's partly what I'm trying to do with these videos. This is a journey that I've been on, trying to learn and understand and figure out my own freaking brain. Like my own, find life and habits that I enjoy and be able to share that with other people. Another concept they talk about is dedicating your suffering to helping somebody else. If we've undergone all this trauma and all this bullshit and all whatever, being able to channel that and direct it into a vehicle to help other people seems to be how we overcome a lot of these negative emotions and end up feeling a lot better. As a Japanese, it's like a British game show with this Japanese guy. It's whack. He basically lives in a room for a year on like hardly anything. And he's just in this room. He's by himself, but he's on TV the whole time, and he doesn't know it. It's called The Contestant. And this dude just undergoes this crazy experience, like totally jacks up his mind. And at the end of it, he's all sorts of messed up. He was isolated. He wasn't close with anybody, and then found out he was on live TV the whole time. And it totally messes with this dude's brain. And he damn near like goes insane. But one of the things he starts to channel it into, I think he climbs Everest or something. He starts cleaning up after hurricanes, and he starts helping other people and channeling it into a more productive vehicle. I think we owe ourselves that. Like, suffering is inevitable, but if we don't channel that suffering into something that's productive, then I think that seems like where dependencies come from, whether it's drugs or alcohol or sugar, drugs, video games, what you name it. If we don't, somebody told me the concept of choose your suffering. If we don't choose our suffering, life seems to choose it for us. And if we can channel this suffering to be able to help ourselves, like the suffering is going to happen whether we like it or not. So if we can intentionally suffer, i.e., sustaining physical exercise seems to be a tremendous outlet and has personally been very fruitful. When you just got all this crazy stuff in your mind, having it an outlet, and it doesn't have to be that. It can be, painting, baking, creative arts, improv, comedy, music, instruments, like whatever the outlet is, we need this outlet. Without having something to channel these emotions in, like our brain's gonna go insane. It's like, I need somewhere to put all this chaos. Helping people. I think the more we're able to do that, the more we're gonna be better off. But it's like on an airplane, they tell you to put your mask on before you put the mask on of the person next to you. Put your own mask on before you help your kid out. Put your mask on, and then you can help put on the other masks. And like, if we don't take care of ourselves, don't try to take care of other people. Like, we got to take care of us first. We have a tendency to try to help other people, but it's like, do we even have our own lives figured out? Another phenomenal video, Simon Sinek's Start With Why. It seems like during either warfare or, oftentimes during warfare, when there's this enemy, like World War II, World War I, this thing to channel all this not negative, but this one thing to channel all of our efforts into. I find that oftentimes people derive a lot more purpose. Think about the military, the Marines. You're right there fighting an enemy. Like, this is your purpose. But why are we waiting? It's like, why are we waiting for, World War III to go to war with Russia or China to find this purpose? They say the best way to make world peace if we go to war with aliens. It's like, okay, but that's so dumb. Why are we waiting for this astronomical event to find our own purpose? Shouldn't we be able to channel some of our own purpose into helping other people today? Friedrich Nietzsche said, "He who has a why to live for can bear almost any how." If there's a why for living, if there's something we're working towards, if there's a goal, if there's some purpose we have, we're going to be able to endure anyhow and and be happy doing it because there's a purpose, there's a reason for living. Finally, a quote: "If you want to change the world, change your corner of the world first." And that's the thought experiment. It's how can you change your corner of the world first? How can you help the people around you, directly around you, in your community? It could be a digital community. But how can you change your corner of the world first? And that one really got me thinking.